ASL Thursday means we have double game action for all of you guys watching. Welcome to ASL, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, AR. Joining with me, as always, is the fantastic Ultraism, and we're ready to cast not just the hottest Fortnite action here today, but Valorant later as well.
Yep, yesterday, Wednesday, as always, 4 lobbies of Fortnite as we cover the Open Division and the Premier. And Thursday, we mix it up a little bit. We bring in that tactical shooting action of Valorant and get to see schools facing head-to-head. But AR, this is not the first time we've done this. All the way here in week number 3, and some names starting to really shine above the crowd. My eyes today in week number 3 as Thursdays is Anka. Out of the 3 weeks, out of the 4 lobbies we've had so far, they have managed to take 3 of them as a victory royale, sitting at an average of over 15 kills per game. These are school kids, ladies and gentlemen, and they are already megastars in the making.
I mean, Danker always puts on a show for us to actually witness over here. Since term number 1, hell, since last year, we actually got to see it. Because last year was obviously the initial AGC, which is happening again this year. And it's what all of these guys are playing towards, that LAN that is happening later this year in Cape Town. And, you know, if every school wants to be at the top of the board, the top of the food chain, we can actually say, when it comes to ASL, when it comes to AGC. And the Anka is actually en route to being at the top over there. There's a few challenges that will step foot to try and take that title away from them. But nonetheless, like you said, averaging 15 kills. 15 kills in a battle royale in which the final zones are the most chaotic thing you've ever seen. That's absolutely nuts.
Absolutely mad. And I mean, the fact that it's the exact same lineup as who won last year at UCT, this year, the official invites are out 10 to 13 July at Grand West in Cape Town. What a venue for us. And we play for the next 5 weeks, a total of 8 up for grabs for teams to get points. Points coming, of course, as they always have, by kills and placements. And we waste no time for 2 lobbies up for grabs. The first one starts off in the battle bus straight up the center of the island.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I'm expecting a couple of people to jump out here to the north. Yeah, a couple.
A couple.
Yeah, a couple, I say, as what's that? 3/4 of the battle bus hops out towards the north side. Magic mosses, flooded frogs, the lone wolf lair, and of course that first order base that was added with this entire Star Wars update. It's been a couple of sessions right now, a couple of weeks that we've gone to witness these guys, you know, sort of develop their skills and get used to the season of Star Wars, you know, removing the ammo and just bringing in this whole new mechanic of the overheating guns. Nothing but the overheating guns, you know, before we've had that mixed with ammunition. And so far, these guys have done this great. They've gotten used to it very, very quickly. And I mean, they're looking to make names for themselves within this season.
Yeah, I mean, we saw so many people kind of start heading towards that first order base. I'm interested, AR, as to why you think it has been such a popular spot. But a couple of them obviously seeing, wow, okay, that took no time. Dunker's already on the board. So to Spectre picking up Banana. We see that first kill as it is. But what is it about this first order base? And a couple of the teams, you know, dropping short when they realize it's going to be hardly contested, going for push, for pumped power. Magic Monsters, Oswa, you know, there's a good number of teams at the north here. Why is this north? I mean, you look at the bottom of the map and there's one single team in the bottom quarter, the southeastern quarter.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants that mythic up north. Right now, Minty just wants a couple of eliminations, pushing up very close. 28 HP does go ahead, get that refresh off of that elimination. Of course, the Siphon coming into play, and a 40 headshot with that. And I mean, if there's one team that knows how to use the guns well this season, it's Mr. Above Average. It's Solo Spectre. It's Minty that go forth every single time. Look at these edits coming through so quickly. And I mean, just the fancy footwork, jumping around, hitting headshot after headshot with that shotgun, with a gun that has spread on it. Absolutely insane. But we talk about the first order base. There's so much materials you can farm over there. Of course, it's the new POI that was added. There's the boss over there that you can eliminate for the mythic weapon that everyone really wants, the SMG blaster that has that rapid fire rate. It goes ahead, does so much damage up close. Hell, we've seen people burn through bulls with that gun just because the overheating on it is so much better in mythic form, and the damage that it outputs is absolutely insane, whether it's to a player or whether it's to a bull.
That's been something that I've really noticed about these Star Wars weapons is their fire rate on so many of them is insane. I mean, we're away from all the typical old weapons, and then of course that introduction of the DMR. That is the one gun that it doesn't have like the most exceptional fire rate. Pretty good still for a long range weapon. But we haven't seen long range in this game for so long. And guys are utilizing to the full efficacy. They pull out something like one of those SMGs that you're talking about. They burn through the bullets, and there's always one person on the team trained down the sights looking for any opportunities to snipe someone out. And I mean, when you're launching 128 damage to the dome when you get that shot, that is the way you start a fight. That is the way you almost end a fight before it even begins. And we've seen people with the ability to combine that with some really nice tracking to be able to, you know, 2-tap 66 damage of bullets. And before a guy can even get around a corner or throw up a decent build, they're out of it.
Yeah, let's talk about 2-tapping really quickly. Phased Way has that lightsaber as well that effectively does that 2-tap. And you know what I'm glad about, Alt, is like from the first day of this update, these guys have been picking it up more and more. That lightsaber, of course, there's a couple variants of it, ladies and gentlemen. The looks of it might be the same, but what you really want of it is the force power, where you go through the little portal, you do your Jedi training, or hell, even your Sith training in this game, and you walk out more powerful than ever. You've got your force push, which literally just shoves a opponent away from you. No fall damage on it, but you know, it's still effective to push someone into the storm to go ahead and create some sort of space. Then, alternating that, there's the force throw, which you literally pick up a bunch of boulders around you, yeet it at your opponent. We've got the lightsaber throw, which you get specifically from the Darth Vader boss, where you throw the lightsaber and call it back as Athena and the rest of squad get taken out by sticks over there, just going ahead and absolutely pushing through Flashy, Pine, and Sticks. And then the last force is one that we've gotten to see for the first time in ASL yesterday, and that's the Force Lightning. And in my opinion, probably the most powerful force that is in game right now. You go ahead and just unlimited power, finger wiggle, and lightning shoots out at your opponents. Best part about it is that if we did have vehicles in here, because we are in tournament rules, we don't have any of that. If we did, it acts as an EMP as well. So it literally just shuts down any engines.
I love that. I'm interested to say that I'm not necessarily in agreement with you about the lightning. Certainly in terms of direct damage it is, but the versatility that the force push has is one of the most popular ones that's being picked up as we jump in with the Anka right now and see them targeting their opponents up on the hillside. But the force push and its ability to destroy entire swaths of builds in front of you is something that a lot of teams have been picking up, for that ability to siege out their opponents and waste their materials, create an opening. On the other side right now, no need for any sort of sneaky force powers. Mandalorian's going to go instead for the guns. Their religion so often is. And look at the shots coming out there, being denied, just skirting, tracing a line around their opponents as they bounce away. And that's another thing, the bouncing AR. That's something that we didn't really talk about. The lightsabers can give you that double jump and a little bit more speed. We've seen how slippery players have been with that.
Yeah, it's not Stormtrooper aim. It's literally just hard to hit a Jedi, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, going ahead and hitting these somersaults and these moonsaults in mid-air, and just with that lightsaber in hand as well. It's so good. And it's something that everyone should be going for within these lobbies. I mean, we talk about the M's all the time, Alt, you and me, a couple years ago. That's when it started. The mobility, the materials, the mythics. Of course, that first one being mobility is such an important thing in a battle royale. This Minty up close and personal shotgun shots. The builds coming out very quickly from that opponent as well. But Minty not looking to go away from a fight. The double edits coming through. Take the wall, take the floor, and unfortunately misses that shotgun shot. I don't think that one registered, actually, as the wall went up for just a second. Now looking to keep that high ground for a little bit longer, firing through these builds, and I mean, just fighting through these balls puts so much pressure on opponents as well. You waste their materials, you burn it through, and then you go ahead just like Minty does and hit that 34 in the back of the opponent. Crack them. Solo Spectre up close and personal on the hillside. Gonna drop down, try to finish the job. But this player trying to remain elusive. Not elusive enough as Mr. Above Average and Minty go ahead and clean up the squad as well, taking the kills up to 6.
That's so great. One of the things that I want you guys to look at when you watch a team that is being so dominant right now, look how they approach a fight. You saw Mr. Above Average going up on that hill. He spots out the opponent. First thing he does is not take the shot. It's put the wall up and buy time for the rest of the team to close that distance so that they can take the numbers advantage and they pin their opponent in. That from that point onwards, it doesn't matter how long the fight takes. They have it completely under their control and can just out-edit their opponents. On the other side, other squads just trying to go for a more aggressive play, charging down their opponent's Lucid Wraith, play that we've seen a couple of times before, now underneath their opponent and trying to get a little bit more high ground, try to take that shotgun shot. A little bit late to the party means that Koi going to be still maintaining this presence above them. Even turns their attention far away there, just trying to reinforce their teammates, but it was DeJour who was underneath and eventually goes down. Some quick kills and a thirst afterwards. Lucid Wraith, the last one left alive here, does take on Suede. The trade's coming out back and forth between them. 2v1, Koi and Lucid Wraith versus the last remaining member of this opponent's side.
Yeah, this should not be a team that's taken lightly either. They absolutely dominated last week in their lobbies. As we get a little bit of a connection here for some reason over here right now. And hopefully Fortnite's not doing what it did yesterday again. Unfortunately, yesterday we did get a lobby crash as well. Something up acting with the servers. But I also do think that there was an update today, if I'm not mistaken. Or I think there should be a weapon or two that does get added into game. If I'm not mistaken, it's the Wookiee Bowcaster this time around. A gun that we've seen before, actually, that does some AoE damage on its pulse as well. The other weapon being the Mandalorian Sniper, but due to tournament rules, we don't have that snipers in here as well. We just stick with that DMR, though.
I mean, I would love to see that sniper in the hands of some of these youngsters. We have seen their cracked aim. It's amazing. And so that ability to basically one-tap your opponent, that would be powerful. I would be interested to see how many of them pick up that Wookiee Bowcaster. We're just waiting to hear from production, guys, if we're going to be getting back into the lobby. It would be heartbreaking if we didn't, but we weren't able to yesterday. So we'll see it. Until then, let's chat about that Wookiee Bowcaster, because it was a gun that seemed to have so much potential. The ability to threaten builds with that big explosion when you charge it up. The ability to not have to worry about aim against elusive enemies and just kind of spray the ground underneath them and let that chunk through there. Or in those final couple of zones when everyone's kind of grouped together in a 1-by-1, you get one person to burn that and then you send one blast into the center. You're suddenly knocking down 3 people in a row at the same time. But it just seemed a little bit low damage for the amount of time you'd have to spend. I mean, you'd much rather just 2-tap someone with the DMR, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but now you take into account that there is no ammo in the game. Every gun is going to overheat. And when lobbies go that late into the game, that clumped up, that many people in a group, and you have your teammates with infinite ammo effectively just burning through the bullets in front of you, you charge that bowcaster up, you shoot it through, you're doing AoE damage on what, 3, 4, sometimes 6 people in a small area. I think this might be the most effective time that gun will be used. But we did hear from production. Unfortunately, we did get disconnected from that lobby, something to do with the update messing up servers. So we are going to go into an intermission, but don't you worry, you won't feel left out about this at all, because we will have that leaderboard updated and we'll sort of tell exactly where players finished, how many eliminations they had, and who sits atop the leaderboard for our first open match over here. So for now, apologies on that. Again, we're going to go to an intermission and come back with that second lobby and that leaderboard.
And welcome back. Lobby number 2 awaits. Sorry again. Whenever Fortnite updates, it tends to break something at the core of the game. What's not broken is the streaks that keep on building right now. Altruism and A are here to bring you the Fortnite action, and even after this lobby, don't go anywhere. Valorant's still to come afterwards, and AR, I mean, we've got the leaderboard there, and I mean, that's a tale that's ready to be told.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we expected it out. 101 points from the Anchor. This is Minty, Mr. Above Average, and Solo Spectre. 18 eliminations and that victory royale. 43-point difference between first and second right now is absolutely insane for our first game.
Yeah, I mean, they're in second place. St. Joseph's Morris College is the team that tends to always be in the second spot. But I mean, that, like you say, that difference is so big. And I mean, Danker came in with an average of just about 15 kills per game, and they're just increasing those numbers. A team that loves to get on and hit the ground running, chasing down opponents, sweeping across the lands, and laying waste anyone in front of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with game number 2 coming up, they've not only put that target on their back, but it's like Thanos putting on that Infinity Gauntlet. They've just set their foot down for this map, for this next game. I mean, with a 43-point lead, they're chilling right now. They just need to play this next game for fun. They don't need to really sweat it out or anything like that. But we do have that second game coming up in just a bit. Before I forget, though, we forgot something that we need to do. We did this last year on this very specific day, and that is wishing our good broadcaster, who is away right now, Reggie, a happy birthday. I hope you're having a fantastic day over there, brother. Everyone in the chat, I want to see some W's or yeet. And make sure you wish Reggie over there. I mean, Reggie's such a good guy. Got me into this, introduced me and you, Alt. Got us at AGC, which is happening again this year, like Alt said. And I mean, with AGC happening, with prize pools, and, you know, like we saw last year, these kids meeting their heroes, the people who influenced them, who gave them that mental wave of like, let me actually play in these tournaments. And then you look at them now, and then on the flip side, of course, those influencers, those pros, those heroes meeting those that they've influenced.
And I love it. And the pros, not just on their own tournament. No, the school kids get to play against them as well in the same tournament. And that one, of course, with 150,000 Rand prize pool guaranteed, and a guaranteed international qualifier spot there. And it's not just Fortnite. No. This is school esports as a whole. We love to bring you as much action as possible. For the schools leg, it's going to be Fortnite, of course, with Brawlhalla, FC25, Rocket League, and Valorant. So make sure to stick around to see who the potential competition is after this. In terms of AGC, similar titles. No Valorant going to be there, but I mean, 2 days of action for schools, 2 days of action for the pro scene, and so many cool other activities. So if you are around in Cape Town, head through to Grand West from the 10th to the 13th of July. We'll be seeing you there, definitely. Come say hi. It'd be nice to meet some of the other fellow passionate people in the scene.
Yeah, and if you guys want to get your schools involved in ASL as well, schools.acgl.gg. I mean, we've had over 180 schools signing up for the 4th year this year of ASL alone. We want to boost that number up. We want to get it to 200, 250. Let's see how high we can get those numbers up for the signups for ASL. But our second lobby of the day back in the battle bus. And, you know, I'm going to say it again. There's probably going to be a couple of teams going to the north side.
Certainly the ones going to the north again. And I'd be interested to see how this changes over the next couple of weeks. It is a mini season, so that first order base not going to be around forever. So maybe people just are utilizing it as they can. But also, you got to start thinking, if you're constantly dropping in that spot and being taken out early by one of these incredibly powerful teams, you need to find a new route. I mean, there's plenty of space. I see a couple of people have already changed it up in that outpost enclave down the south, as well as Kappa Factory. Going to be home to quite a few more people. And I mean, Outpost Enclave, this is where R2-D2 and C-3PO were taken out, or at least held hostage and bought there by Luke in the original trilogy. This is quite a favorite place for you.
Yeah, I mean, I just love the look of this place. Look at how much detail is put into this POI. I absolutely love it. We discussed it yesterday, how much effort Fortnite actually puts in, and I mean, the effort right now coming from the Sour King in that escape from that blast, going off, finds that big pot to go ahead and heal up, as well as a med kit if need be. No weapons as of yet, though, and Mantle's on the top. Very risky play over there, of course, an accident, but now finds a shotgun and can take any up-close engagements. But in that kill feed, Minty goes down. Just want to point that out. Not sure if that was a confirmed elimination or just a knock for now, but Minty is down, and what's that going to spell for the Anchor right off the bat?
Oh, I mean, plenty of time to get your teammates back into it. And we've seen a lot of these squads, when they go aggressive at the beginning, they play quite high risk because they always have that ability to just at least survive with one player, rotate around, get those reboot cards, and see here, Mr. Above Average and Solar Spectre still engaged near the pumped power station up on the top northeast line. They're going to create some space for themselves. Mr. Above Average still looking to put in some sort of damage. Raise up a nice weapon there. Going to have a bit more threat at range. Tries to take the high ground as a result of that. But team certainly not giving up just yet and threatens the builds there. Gets some up of their own and looking for a nice head glitch. Good angles between the two builds. Be able to try poke it up, but no luck just yet.
Yeah, we've lost 2 teams already, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw Captain Phasma, the NPC that has that mythic weapon. I think it just took down a player, if I'm not mistaken, and you know, the NPCs can do a lot of damage if you take them very lightly, and you don't want that happening, especially when your points are based off of your placement and your eliminations, both of them combined. That's how we saw the Anchor, Minty, Spectre, Average get that 101 point in that first game, a 43-point lead between first and second. And I mean, even though they are a man down right now, Minty taken out of this equation, they're still looking to go ahead and, play aggressively. You can see they're not running away to get that reboot. In fact, they are just gunning down, and what a beam from Spectre with a gray weapon, Alt. A gray weapon dealing that much damage, but maybe getting a bit too aggressive over here.
Yes, certainly. When his bull disappears, turns around now, has the shotgun, brings that out and takes down Morix. Certainly an aggressive play and now can take the loot. Mr. Above Average going to be closing the distance, has eyes on the teammates, so knows that can communicate that to Solar Spectre. And Minty, I'm sure, just happy for a little bit of a casual sit back and watch the teammates, full confidence in them. And see Solar Spectre now really taking a nice off angle. The time being bought here by Mr. Above Average, keeping eyes on the opponents, gets a nice shot as he pops around the corner. Fadeaway shot doesn't come out there, and Road to Pro gonna be cut short. You're being derailed.
What did I just witness? I'm witnessing the celebration, though. Of course, ticking that clock because that team was out of time and they get sent back to the lobby. 36 players left within this game, and what a strong start over there. Not only did they have the numbers disadvantage, they didn't rush away from that fight. No. They stood their ground and reversed that so quickly. I mean, we saw Mr. Above Average push through and almost get cracked, almost get eliminated, but somehow reverse that entire situation, reverse that ramp placement, and then win that fight. Absolutely insane.
That's the thing, AR. In this game, so many players put priority in. I mean, we even sometimes get caught up on admiring the inventory of players, but that's not what it comes down to. It's all about how you utilize what you manage to pick up. There's a certain amount of luck in Fortnite, but it's far more reliant on the skill. And a team that's so consistent like this, you can tell that they could probably dominate half this lobby with just gray pistols in hand. So such a pleasure to watch them. As we go down, we've lost 4 teams, and now we head starting towards that very passive mid game. But a couple of teams already starting to take some nice high ground on the mountains. But really, the part that you need to be careful that you don't get caught into, and we say it every time, is you can't just stall out right now. There's always something else you could be doing. Getting more mats up there, trying to just get that last little bit, maybe even heading towards one of those NPCs to pick up a nice bit of force powers to back up your diversity of your inventory.
Oh, it could be building a porta fort right now as we see Pixel and DJ Fishy. Of course, this is the duo that has won games before. We've seen them push through. We've seen them play passively throughout the entire game, but still end up with like what 6, 8, 10 kills at the end and a victory as well. They play it so well. They don't get overly aggressive. They don't push fights that they don't need to. They sit back in a porta fort and they wait for the fights to come to them. They wait for the unsuspecting prey to come to them and then fall. Just to become a number on their leaderboard. But we move over to De Jour, Lucid, and Koi. Box battle happening very quickly, and the wall gets taken by Lucid's ape. The shotgun as well, one behind though, and that ramp gonna go ahead and protect Lucid for just a little bit. The edit comes through, but unfortunately that player moved up that ramp when it did get edited. It's all up to De Jour now, 14 HP, and it's looking dire. Has that lightsaber, will pop those minis first, and can spot that player rushing around the box, and De Jour looking to maybe go for a cheeky little race, perhaps? No, finds the big part. Of course, the communication from the teammates saying, hey, I had a big part on my body, go heal, and that was just enough to keep De Jour alive. 4 shield and 14 HP, looking to go ahead, make an escape, water falling down, and has to avoid all forms of fall damage, or any damage at all right now.
You can see this almost feels inevitable, just delaying right now by getting more heals, but it's a really nice play. Knowing that they're at the disadvantage, 2 players from the other squad still so close around them, whether the teammates have been confirmed, and so needs to be careful that the opponents with that new siphon ability that's coming in as the passer for anyone when you confirm a kill, going to be topped up as well. Now needs to try and isolate this into individual fights, but has at least got the advantage with most of these builds belonging to them, so can edit their way slowly and methodically up there, take advantage of the sight advantage. Other side here, Flashy, Power Sticks, they're just trying to keep an eye on from the outside, make sure they're topped up as much as possible, and now can start to slowly move up and threaten all these builds. No way to actually come and get this crashing down. Looking to farm that a little bit and botting out. Quite passively. There they go. They got the angle. It's up to these two and not rushing ahead. I love this play, making sure to kind of harass and hound their opponents. Ooh. That's a good bit of chip damage to go through there. Just do that a couple more times and you're going to be able to eliminate such a potent opposition.
And look at these double edits coming through as well from Sticks, hitting up top efficiently and effectively. Flashy as well with the double and triple edits and avoiding shotgun shots at the same time. And 70 builds left on Flashy right now, pushing all the way up. Sticks 50 builds currently, but has the high ground. 77 with that shotgun, and now the beams come through from that assault rifle, from that SMG, I should say, actually. Breaks the wall, tries to get through, bust through the opponent's builds, and around the corner. You weren't expecting that one, De Jour, as Sticks gets that final elimination, taking out teams down to 12. As well in that kill feed, I did see that Flace Parlays did manage to go ahead and take down Mr. Above Average as well. There was a couple of engagements. Solo Spectre got taken as well. I think that Minty is still alive. Minty did get a couple of eliminations, but only time will tell. We move over to Baked Cooks and Ames. This is our team currently sitting in 2nd position. And they're looking to go ahead, close that distance in that form of the points. Of course, a 43-point difference. But if they can go ahead and play this out to the end, if they can get a high enough placement position and go ahead and get a couple more eliminations, maybe take down the team that is currently in first, that seems to be a little bit in shambles, maybe they can go ahead and take that first place right here, right now.
Yeah, I saw Minty did get Mr. Above Average back into this, but didn't have the reboot card for Solo Spectres yet, or at least when they went and got that reboot van, so might have to take a second run past that respawn and get their team back into full trios. But I mean, this is a team that loves to get an early advantage and then exacerbate it for the rest of the match. So like you say, kind of in shambles for their typical game plan. Gonna have to spend a long time just recouping their losses. So an opportunity for the rest of the lobby to take a retribution. I mean, normally, AR, if you look at this is not even a completely full lobby. Only 17 teams, 43 players who come in. When a squad normally takes out 18 players and eliminates a third of the lobby on their own, now they're just relegated to 3 kills.
I mean, it's also that thing that you mentioned yesterday. Let's have a little bit of a flashback to what you talked about, and that's the predictability. Right, you're landing at the same spots every single time. You have your pathway pushed out for you. You land here, you rotate along this angle, you go and loot this next area. you're becoming very predictable. You do it every single week. Other players are going to notice that. They're going to land with you. They're going to land nearby and say, let's see. Maybe we cut you off of your flank. Maybe we stop that rotate from you. And maybe we get the early elimination on you instead of you getting it on us.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a big part of the game because it also hamstrings your inventory. If you've taken out 4 or 5 teams, you've been able to coalesce all of their inventories into yours. So you got all the builds you need, you got the meds that you wanted to stock up, you've been able to pick up a nice legendary hero or there, or even a mythic. And now this team is kind of just stuck with greens and blues. This is a far better opportunity for any team to take them out. And you don't want to wait until the last couple of zones. And yet still the aggression, the intentionality coming out here from the Stanka side. They're deciding to take the fight because, again, it's not all about the color of your inventory that matters. It's about how you play this, and they're playing the ones setting the tempo.
Yeah, I mean, they always do, and even when all odds are against them, they still try to do it. I mean, Minty was a solo over there for the longest time and still managed to go ahead, reposition, and get Mr. Above Average back in. And speaking of Minty, spots out where the players are, did enough damage to those builds that the players down there said, hey, we need to replace this wall right now. And Minty, seeing that happen, hungry, smells the blood in the water like the shark that they are, and taken down very, very quickly over there to 22 shield. Did not spot the other player on the outskirts.
There's another team. The green squad has just arrived on the outside, and so this could be the most dire situation Danka has faced in the 5 lobbies, or the 6th lobby right now. I mean, considering they have 4 out of those 5 previous victory royales that were available, how they need to really be thinking about whether they want to take this. This start create some space, both of them retreating out. Up to our 2nd place squad. They're the ones, the aggressors now coming in over the top. Coming in as a unified squad means that going to have all the opportunities, plenty of builds to work with in the backpack. And look at Mr. Cooks with that orange shotgun in the backpack, taking the aggressive angles and looking to back up Ames. Ames gets a couple of nice cheeky shots through the center, backs it up, gets towards the teammates. Still plenty of game. Nice little mini Z. The size not even necessary right now. Looking for any tight angles on their opponent, playing a tactical shooter like Valorant that we got later. Fakes, who's going to go around the outside. Ames taking down a single shot, though. That's a big play coming out from Power Sticks. This is the methodical team that we saw from earlier. Blaze Palais is going to be able to go there as well. Cooks claims back 1. And now it really is tight in between them. Looks like on the other side, just there, Danka did manage to get their 3rd, so they're going to be looking to rejoin the party.
Yeah, and that's something that they do so well. They managed to disengage from this so effectively, as Mr. Cooks right now also going to try to disengage from this and leave the rest of the teams to actually fight. Still getting spotted out, though, and Bull's getting shot at, but making some good distance right now. All the way down that hill. Minty now pushing back up, and they've got their 3rd, meaning that they're going to be looking for more kills. But Minty instantly, all that momentum stopped just like that. And you can see that glint in the distance. That DMR does so much damage that it forced our #1 team to go ahead and stop that push immediately. And if you know how to use that DMR right, you can go ahead and take out that #1 spot, and still more of that fire coming from that high ground as well, just like the Star Wars movies. And Solo Spectre moving through with the double edits, trying to find anyone close by, trying to find angles. Minty gets taken out to Mr. Above Average right there to go ahead and even Stevens it up. Sticks is still somewhere around over here, as Mr. Above Average going to go ahead, get that siphon off of that elimination as well. Minty slowly bleeding out, but when the walls are being taken by these blasters, it's going to be tough to rotate, but they managed to do so. And the edits coming through right now, and sticking the days is Solo Spectre. They will get their 3rd back into the fight.
Couldn't have come for a better time. That 4th party, the purple squad that was sitting with those glints in the distance, they've decided to take the fight, Chad. Mr. Above Average catches them off guard. Flashy goes down immediately, and Mr. Above Average decides to get back to the team. Suddenly, this is a little hotter than they were expecting. But I mean, right now, it is the delivery of your prey into your waiting arms. As long as you haven't bitten off more than you can chew, it's time to eat if you're Danka. They've got their players. They're so good at this variation in terms of the tempo of this fight. They're always making sure to stabilize whenever they are being challenged, and now can turn it around. Mr. Above Average is up on high ground. 4 kills to the better of this team. Getting those walls up means that they get the domination in terms of edits. Fighting for the high ground, goes up over the top, trading blows. One shot apiece so far. Mr. Above Average says, okay, teammates, I found them. I've got them in exactly waiting where we want them. It's your turn. And Minty going to be the one to oblige. Above Average has bought all the time that they can. Going to get thirsted out straight away afterwards. And as the storm rolls over the battlegrounds, up to these teams to try and close that out as quickly as possible, but in the safest way.
I mean, this is absolutely chaotic right now. I don't even know what's going on. As Minty gets taken down by Sticks as well. Solo, the last one left alive. Now gonna play it a bit more passively. I do like what happened earlier on over there as well. Solo went for the revive, and instead of going to help and double this, Mr. Above Average flanked around the player and got that one almost immediately with a shotgun from behind, literally asking, ¿Qué está haciendo aquí? What are you doing here in my box? Gets the elimination, but, you know, numbers fall here and there. It is the Battle Royale after all, and look how much players are in that storm right now. We've got yellow team, green team, blue team, just all waiting over there. And we're down to 22 players, Alt. That's the thing. Everyone is so spread out right now, besides in the storm, where everyone's trying to decide. Solo 24 HP. This is a very bad situation and will get taken out by Place Palace, the last one that was remaining, looking to go ahead and get the reboot cards as well of Ghost Slayer and Matthew, who were taken out, but there's still another player over there. That's the insane part about this. And Place looking to go ahead, build up, get that wind sprite, get that free rotation, throws it down. There's the cut and see you later. I'm flying towards the safety of the zone because that zone is about to move again.
Oh, this lobby has been blown wide open. The worst placement for Danka so far out of the 3 weeks. And it all came down to 4 squads enter. Very few emerged, 2 solos, and that purple squad who were the latest of the fight, they realized how intensely this is them right now. Flashy, Power Sticks, and Pine. Game names were starting to recognize. They made a very good early call to get out of there. They got whatever kills they could, sitting on a very comfortable 6 right now. They want to try and set their sights on the end game as we head to zone number 6. Half the lobby remains, both in terms of players. Just over half the teams remaining, and you're feeling this good when you've gotten such a nice start. So we head back to, again, our passive duo that's won a lobby, the only other team to win a lobby on the Thursday lobbies. And this is a great start for them, but there's again, what, 4, 5, 6 teams within spitting distance?
Yeah, I mean, but the one thing they do so well is wherever they rotate, they've always got the height advantage. Have you noticed that? Every single time they rotate, they're always on top of a mountain. They're always on top of Lone Wolf Lair. There's somewhere where there is that height advantage, and they manage to build that porta fort so effectively, it makes it difficult for anyone else to break into, like I said, that fortress, that fort. So they managed to go ahead and get an advantage over the entire lobby. But, I mean, when you're talking about advantages, you talk about this DMR, 63 damage in the distance. Unfortunately, overheating that gun, cannot get the final shot, is Sticks. Will change aim down low, though, to where Flashy is burning through all of these builds, trying to get through, gets through with that shotgun, and then takes out the real Kenio. And immediately that Thirst as well, taking their kills up to 7. They're doing extremely well over in this second lobby, and Sticks still putting pressure down that distance, 214 meters away. That's fights that we don't usually see here anymore, but thanks to that DMR, we get to see this long-range action.
And the team is doing a great job of being aware of how many teams are around them. So, yeah, there's a couple of players and shots going down to the distance, but they're keeping their sights. A different player from the squad is making sure to take care of down low. Flashy takes a couple of hits towards himself, so just stalls it out, makes sure to get back in, says to the other team, where calls out where your opponents are. Dangerous position on the edge of the building like this, or the edge of the mountain. The high ground advantage gained by that early rotation is proven to be all that they need to stop any other teams pushing into them. One squad was close, and they quickly chase them down. They're going to take that jump pad and actually head around the other side of the circle, heading up towards the bridges. Is Bree going to go and get back up? Actually, tense couple of moments, but really when there's 7 teams and 16 players, how many of these guys are resorting to just rat plays to keep those positional points ticking over?
I'm pretty sure that team that just took the jump pad in front of them was DJ Fishy Plays and Pixel. that managed to get off of the high ground without taking any sort of shots until that final moment when they took that launch pad. Shadow Grip with that lightsaber in hand. Inferno has that mythic SMG that we talked about earlier. Actually, it might have been the assault rifle, if we can go ahead and check that in the inventories really quickly. It is the SMG, actually. So that is going to go ahead and put down a lot of firepower down range. Or actually, close range, I should say. But still now 6 teams, and Flashy gets elimination on aims over there. Sticks there to confirm it. And the side of Suede, Suave, and Objective Eye still alive. 7 kills to their name as well. This has probably been the most even lobby in terms of kills right now. I mean, Suede with big shots, but unfortunately the waterfall tosses him down. Has to build all the way back up and maybe loses timing. Suave right there to go ahead and clutch it up. 28 players, and that player is one shot, but so is Suave right now. We'll go ahead and pop those minis. And playing life instead of playing into the hands of death. Wait right there to go ahead and assist as well. But how crazy this game has been so far.
And this is amazing. We often see people just stall it out, really take their builds around them and sit there for little poke angles. These guys are fighting it out in the open, and it's cost so many lives thus far. And we saw Suave. I love that intention of building up, keeping yourself safe. You got 2 other people on your squad, and you want to keep everyone alive. So often we get to see these final zones dominated by the team who's able to slow play it out with the numbers advantage, especially when you've got so many solos lying around. Pin gets taken down there. That's a great way to poke out of your own bubble, but it's taken too much damage, has to resort to the builds. Pine gonna get taken and confirmed by Objective Eye, so a little bit more HP in the hands, and we're down to basically duos for almost everyone. Last chance to grab the resources you need.
And you mentioned something over there that's very notable, is a little bit more HP. Of course, that's siphoned. It makes, and you said this earlier, it makes thirsting eliminations much more needed, especially in this end game. And when you don't have that chance to heal, you can't pop those minis, you can't pop a med kit that takes that 10 seconds to heal. Eliminating a player is really what you need to do, and that's where most of this aggression comes from, as we see Suave building out closer to the zone. Suede with some shots as well, cracking a player, and I mean, look how cruel that zone is, moving them all the way up north of Magic Mosses, and you know, more natural cover to work around with over here. A lot of trees, a lot of rocks, and a lot of players. As we see Suave eliminate one, that's the medallion dropped as well. So that was the SMG Mythic with a Chug Jug in there as well. Suave gets absolutely beamed. We'll have to resort to the low ground. 3 teams left, 5 players. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end game of game number 2 as Suede gets hit hard down to 29 shield. 8 HP will pop that slap juice. Unfortunately, has to build up very quickly, delaying that healing power. Suave on the height advantage, spots out players, tries to beam through the ceilings, and will drop down. I'll take it away for these final few moments.
Oh, frantic. Oh, the teams with more builds coming out. The benefit what Mr. Cooks, the last member alive, gets taken out. It's 2v1. There's no life for both these players. Now they can determine the pace. They get to move with this zone as much as they want. Going to be taking the high ground. Plenty to work with. Already 11 kills up there, and they're looking for the last one. Good 75, and one more shot takes out Power Sticks. They lasted so long, but it's the numbers advantage that always gets it. We have a new victor on our Victory Royale here in lobby number 6 for the Thursday.
Man, what a game we just witnessed over there. That was absolutely incredible. The way that they've played it out, the way that they stayed alive till that end point, the way that they utilized their inventory so effectively. I mean, you love to see it. What was that, 12 kills at the end plus a victory royale? I'm curious to see exactly where they were in that first game, because that is a lot of points.
That is the best outcome you could have wanted if you were this team. You forced Da'Anka is down. I mean, they were a pivotal part of eliminating Da'Anka there. So some pride, some retribution for them. Best opportunity to get some points, because, I mean, yeah, okay, maybe you're not going to be able to overlap the last 3 weeks cumulatively, but even that second point, even that second place is such an important benchmark to set for yourself and your team, that they are going to be ecstatic with that. And like you say, Victory Royale on its own is so many points, but then you boost it up with 12 kills afterwards. They were showing great movement from place to place and really good awareness of the game state as a whole to get that early rotation out when it became a little dodgy.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm not mistaken, they were in 10th place at the end of that first game. So they've gotten a good amount of points to boost them up. Will it get them into at least the top 5, though? That's what we're busy calculating in the background. This is ASL. This is where the megastars in the making are born, are pushed out in through those stepping stones. That is that LAN later this year, AGC. We had it last year. We're doing it again this year. We talked about all the titles that are happening. 5 different games at AGC or at ASL, and then 4 different at AGC as well. But we do have the scores post game number 2, and I mean, not a lot of changes in that top, but you know, we're still gonna see the anchor over there with 133 points, 22 kills. They didn't get much in that second game. But up close and personal right now is Styx and the squad. That is Power Styx, Pine, and Aya that get 18 eliminations total, and that's second place. In third, it's going to be St. Joseph Methodist College. That is Mr. Cooks, Baked, and Ames that take the third with 118 points. In fourth, the same college going ahead, and that is going to be Suave, Suede, and Objective. And they pushed up 6 places all the way from 10th up to 4th, sticking in that top 5. And then both teams from that same college take 3rd and 4th.
I mean, that's huge for them. And the big thing that I see, AR, is we thought there was an insurmountable gap between first and second. They'd narrowed down to just 3 points. Big shout out has to go to Great College. They managed to end second in terms of placements and still had a good couple of kills to their tally as well. So really nice there by Pine and the rest of the crew. And it leads to a very interesting dynamic in the entire series. One lobby can make such a significant difference, and that's why we bring you 2 per day. As that's going to bring it to an end for today's broadcast, and in fact, at least for the Fortnite action anyway. If you want to see more Fortnite, next week, Wednesday, we're going to have 4 lobbies, the Open and Premier Division. The Open Division for today, done and dusted, but don't go anyway. Valorant still waiting to be broadcast there. I'm going to hand over to AR and say goodbye for myself for the rest of this week. I'm sure we'll get to do this all over again. For now, we're going to take a break and we'll set that up. We'll be back just after this.
back with more ASL action, ladies and gentlemen. We told you we have more for you today. It's Thursday, which means we do some Valorant as well. And who better to get on the tactical shooter experience than the one and only Trout?
Oh, well, thank you very much for having me. And it wouldn't be possible without everyone over at ACGL and all of the ASL sponsors. You guys are legendary, so thank you for having me. But also, you the man carrying the ship at the helm, the bow's wrong word, at the bow and at the stern. You're just keeping it all together. The man on a mission costs everything except Call of Duty, which is a sad time.
Nah, I did it once. I helped once. I helped once. You gotta keep that in mind over there, Trout. But we do have some hot action, and this is some action that was expected for like a week now or so. It's Elder Rain versus Riverwood College, and we've had people in the chat asking, "Yo, when's the Elder Rain Riverwood game gonna happen?" And lo and behold, it's happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. So buckle up as we get into Elder Rain versus Riverwood, and it seems to be on Haven as well.
One day we will see something other than Haven, because I think you and I have only cast on Haven. I'm actually 100% certain about that. But let's have a quick look here at the picks we have. For the side of Riverwood, we have a Neon Cypher, Sky, potentially an ISO, and a Rainer. We're surely not going 3 initiators, right? 3 duelists. That's not the play. Or am I just crazy?
Nah, that wouldn't be the play. Actually locks in Clove over there for those smokes. And I think for the most part, because Clove smokes actually are the shortest duration, I'm pretty sure that people only lock in Clove for that overheal, maybe for that middle as well to decay opponents. But for the most part, I'm pretty sure it's for that ult, that not dead yet, that gives you that second chance at life. What do you think?
Look, I think that's sort of like an open-ended question, because a shorter smoke is better than no smoke. So I think it is after the nerf that they shortened her smoke so hectically, but she still is such a powerful controller, because I feel a lot of people play her more like an initiator rather than a controller, where they sort of sit back with that overheal to push into sight and the decay to maybe weaken 1 or 2 enemies before you find a way into the site, like I said. So I still think Clove is a very strong character and a good pick for most teams, but like you said, the smoke is significantly shorter, so we'll have to see if they play that out. And a lot of the time, people tend to forget the fact that that Clove is the only character that can smoke after death, and I think that also is worth its weight in gold, in my opinion.
And we do see Deadlock selected on Gothic over there for Elder Rain. And Deadlock, I mean, very, very good if you know how to play Deadlock well. That wall is very powerful for slowing down any push. Of course, those sound sensors can make it very difficult, you know, if the opponent is making noise, if they're just rushing down onto the site. We have Sova as well for that recon for initiating, as well as a KO. And then just Jet as the lone duelist. We got Omen on smokes as well. So let's actually see exactly what happens over here. Elder Rain versus Riverwood.
Starting things off here, we have the side of Elder Rain on defense, so no real lineups for Sova, not quite like on attack. But I like this can't aim. Wow, he just saw everything and nothing at the same time. But here comes Neon 5 for 5. That's a brilliant name. But can't aim doesn't really see much of his tapping hits as quickly as that, but it does look like a hard A commit from Riverwood.
And I'm very familiar with Elder Rain, and can't aim definitely can aim. Trust me on that one. Gets 3 very, very easy dashes into short and gets the 4th, and that was probably the quickest pistol down we've witnessed.
Yeah, I think we need to nerf can't aim. Like, maybe we need to make him live like his name, because that was disgusting. A 4K within 30 seconds in a ranked game or a professional game like this, it is unheard of in my opinion. And it all started off with that bit of information that he got peeking down long, saw that they were pushing, and I gotta respect the commitment from Riverwood there to absolutely send it down A lane, but they were swiftly punished as they couldn't get anything other than 1 kill in the round.
Yeah, that blind was effective to start off, but no nerfing can't aim over there with that bird just flying into their face. 5-5 now, leading the charge down into garage, and rest of the team following. The blind goes out as well, and there's one from can't aim with a flick on the marshal.
Nice shots there. That guy could be walking and shooting. Okay, we cheating. I'm actually convinced. As he finds another 3, looking for another. Oh, definitely cheating. Someone get this man reported right now. I need a PC check.
Oh, Neo Frontier buff. That's what it is, Chad. Has to be.
Fair enough. I have to give him that. Huge commitment in terms of the anti-eco, and it just paid out more so than anyone could have imagined. And you can see the absolute desperation now from the side of Riverwood. I mean, we got an Odin in play. Are we playing the same round 3 here?
My brother, can't aim has ult already.
Okay, 8-0. This is not playing the same game as everyone.
This is can't aim's world. We just live in it and ready to swing out immediately down long on A. Doesn't even care about the flash coming through. So Ego peeks it and now we'll use that cloudburst to back up with 38.
Washington maybe gave him a bit of a scare, but his teammates are there for the reinforcement, slowing that push even further. Lovely bit of utility usage, and you can see it's worked so well. The side of Riverwood are running for the kills, bar 2, trying to see if they can see something, but they are caught in the snare. So now it is pretty much the noose tightening around their neck as Court is at finding that first push.
Yeah, of course, thanks to that grab net, forcing the crouch on one on the Cypher, and pop flash from Court right now, swims out, spots the bird, coming directly, it doesn't even matter if there's a bird, gets 3 right there. And I mean, Odin down, it doesn't even matter. Elderane take that score up to 3-0.
Well, it's looking like these guys are pretty confident. I mean, they're swinging into flashes that they know are coming. So, I don't know, for Riverwood, their economy is now broken. They definitely overspent on that Odin, and you can see they're forced to do a bit of a half buy here, and they are so desperate for a round. I don't even know where they can think about going. And something that they haven't even looked at is B, and people tend to overlook B on this map because it is so quick to get to it. But I thought I was speaking out there. The round hadn't started, but I thought that was aggression from the side of Elderane. But you know that is possible with the Sagristia. Can't aim, finds the first, well blinded. Oh, this is crazy.
Gets the one, and Five is pushing through Neon slide and gets one with the judge, and that is can't aim. That's the hard carry down, but falls to that fragmentation grenade. Golden pop that dealer. The spike carry is down, and oh my god, this is the quickest rounds that we're seeing on defense already.
I'm actually pretty convinced that they're not even playing defense. They are just playing how fast can they kill. A game of TDM, if you will. As that's insane. I mean, they all have lots of money, so they don't have to worry about anything. And you can see, well, the half buy might work out here, as there is at least 1 rifle, or 2 if you count the Guardian. Oh no, make it 3. They're looking like they're going to commit a little bit more here, that being Riverwood. I don't know. What do you do? What do you do differently? Because at the moment, they're just being cut down at every turn.
To be honest, I don't even know. We have Kimono on the up looking down C long as well. They need to go ahead, claim lives, and will you claim lives? Ooh, just misses that shot, but doesn't miss that Spike second one. Sin gets taken out, Spike is down, and that information immediately relayed to the rest of the team, and you see the rotation coming out from Kante already.
They have to get ready to get set up here. And if I'm betting, the angle still will be held in the judge at close range. Losing like that, that is an unfortunate turn of events. Either way, bomb now retrieved. 3v5. And maybe the Clove needs to do something with her smokes that don't last for as long. I don't know. At this point, I'm just spitballing ideas at you, because at the moment, it is just pretty tough for the side of Riverwood. Here we go.
Yeah,
Potentially the play through.
Understatement, I feel like. Tough is an understatement when you have a 4-0 immediate push and trying to do everything that they can. Oh, the spray from Smurm, that's not good. And gets blind from Omen. Kimono gets 1, and I mean, this is a dire situation right now.
Oh, man. I mean, warning shots are key, but you can only have so many, and all of a sudden it's the Clove left in a 1 versus 4. They only managed to find 1. He's now instead. Oh my goodness. Another round going the way of Elderane, and yeah, what do you say? What do you say? We can't even get analysis in the time of the rounds because they're over so quickly.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, someone sign these guys, put them on the stage already. These guys need to be playing at LANs right now if they're playing this good. Of course, ASL showing you megastars in the making, the hottest players in South Africa. I mean, these are just the GOATs. I mean, I know Elderane very, very well. I've casted their games before, and can't aim one of the best players in school games, and clearly showing why. Kimono gets taken out, though. This could be an immediate rush for Riverwood, but gets slowed down by that frag grenade.
Well, they do have the op now in hand, which might be beneficial if they manage to win the round. Here we go, pushing onto the side. Aggression now being shown, and the Bloods to follow. All of a sudden, it's looking like a different team altogether from Riverwood. There's a bit of coordination goes a long way. We have the Cypher ult, but we have some warning shots, trying to see if we can give him a haircut rather than a headshot, as it is now a 2 versus 4, but the bomb is down for a change.
Yeah, and that's going to put a little bit of a pressure on Skull as well. 29 HP blind coming out from Reno, the Lear, at least I should say. And They're holding some good angles. We see one holding down from further away and two at Graffiti. One down by Short as well. And I mean, this could be an immediate... Oh, never mind. I was just going to say this could be holding off every single angle. But, you know, they do manage to go ahead and claim that immediately. They get around on the board, but now you got to do it 4 more times just to tie up the score.
They do also... Do they not have the op? Why did they throw the op away?
They did not get it. I think 5-5 picked it up and switched for the Stinger to dash in, maybe. But they didn't get a chance to pick it up down main, I think.
Okay, that might come back to bite them. As you can see, Can't Aim is already reaching into his deep pockets to buy another one and potentially hold things down on A long. As you can see, the setup looking like they're just going to peek over, see if they can find something over towards A, or maybe even mid. Maybe they heard my call for the B push, and the splash is in, and here we go, towards B.
Will they be able to get into B? The Lear comes out, the stun as well from Neon. Skull taking down to 70 HP, and still slowing down is the... Would we see the middle come through? The Odin spray is coming through as well. Trying to do everything that they can. Oh, but the Recon guard gets away position. And immediately the numbers advantage goes over to Elderane.
Oh well, there was a good use of an Odin Clove running in. Another ult popped, not able to find a kill off of it though. Here comes the... Well, the op, I said, was going to come back to bite them, and so it did, and the kills just keep flowing in Elderane's way. And another round, 6-1. Well, a little glimmer of hope swiftly stamped out there. Oh, Riverwood, that's tough.
I mean, what do you do, though, now? You managed to get the one, and immediately Elderane pushed back. I don't even know what to do in a situation like this. This is very, very tough. Look at the buys right now. Key going with that Odin again, looking to just spray through the walls. We have a Phantom by Sen on that Sheriff, and then we have SMGs as well. Elderane sitting comfortably on their buys. They still have that op in play. It's going to be very tough, and we move into that op right now with Can't Aim holding down long. Ooh, just misses the shot.
And the utility usage is also crazy. The movement is there. I thought that was a collateral. Either way, he finds the first, gets away with his life. Yet to use his ult, and Simulator trying to shoot everything he can, but the players, as these rounds tend to go, another flash in. Not looking great here, and that was a collapse. No?
No, that was just the one, I think. Yeah, it was the one. 5-5 gonna sneak up sewers, though, but I mean, what can you do? You have a Spectre in hand, and Kimono gonna go ahead, pick up that Odin right where it belongs, in the hands of a Sova. 7-1 is the score.
And only 2 rounds away, well, 3 rounds away from the switch here. I don't know, I think they used a lot in the previous round that they didn't win on that A commit. They used 3 ults, if I'm not mistaken, and you can't be throwing that much utility at a site and then losing the round. Your economy is going to be broken 9 times out of 10. That's exactly what we're looking at here. I mean, we're seeing ghosts in round 8, and a classic at that. So it's just... They're going to have to full eco, reset, and try to maybe push for the 9-3 curse. But if we're looking at the comp of Elderane, the attack is going to be equally as strong as their defense.
Hunter's Fury coming out, dealing a ton of damage as well. Almost everyone now just low HP, and then that Odin in hand gets one with the warband. Can't Aim gets one with the op as well. I mean, this is so tough. The spray is coming out from Kimono again. Of course, that belongs in a Sova's hands, and before I can even finish that sentence, the round is over. The score is 8-1 for Elderane.
Man, that is... It felt like they got... I think what the side of Elderane is doing so well is if they are funneling them into choke points perfectly. Whether it's coming up sewers on A or in garage on C. They are just managing to get these guys all boxed in, and then they're sort of just like shooting fish in a barrel. Whether it's the op from the one side or spraying through the wall with an Odin. Oh, man, at this rate, I think we are comfortable in saying that it's looking very much Elderane's game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's an understatement right there. And we can even see now Court is playing on A with Can't Aim blind, but it is going to be a B push this time. 5-5 going to get one with that Vandal shots. Looking to hopefully get a second, but immediately that null protocol, that null command of the ult coming through from Court shuts down all ability, shuts down the speed of Neon. And with Spike planted and an advantage on Riverwood right now, this might be a second round for them.
It's looking very likely as Gothic is on 22 HP. Not much to work with. He's now fully flashed. They know where he is, and The sound of an Odin rings across the map, and the round going the way of Riverwood. Like, that was beautiful. Good coordination. They get in, they use their utility. The Neon Rush is there. Manages to push the players off the site. They get the bomb down. Even with the null command committed by Eldraine, they still managed to win the round. So I don't know where the break in communication is potentially for the side of Riverwood here. Why they can't execute that every round is beyond me. Because even though they're all pretty much triple and double negative, they're still getting rounds. So there is something to build off of, but it's not much. It's a pretty flimsy foundation. Oh, I thought that was a beautiful shot. So.
Yeah, same as well. I thought that was going to be the headshot of the century over there, the flick of the century. But you're right, they're aiming for that 9-3 curse right now, looking to hopefully get it over here. Cord gets taken down by Smurman, walks freely onto site, forcing Eldraine to rotate now. The wall's coming up from Neon, and the plant going to be stuck right now. Plant did not hit that up shot again, but Spike is now planted.
And they have all 5 players up with 1 falling on the side of Eldraine, looking like Odin is the play. They just need to have Odins and they need to shoot everything they can, and it's going to be Simulator who finds another. That's 2 for him in the round. Daddy Longlegs with an Odin kill, spraying it where he can.
Ooh.
And it's just can't aim, left in a 1 versus 3. But if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be him. Not quite. Well, 8-3, the 9-3 curse definitely on the horizon.
Yeah, best case scenario, looking to make it 8-4 perhaps if they can keep this momentum going. Last round before the half, ladies and gentlemen, before we see what Riverwood has on the defense side. They do have Cypher. Hopefully they can make the most of it. Hopefully they can delay Eldraine in that next half. But yeah, what a first half so far, Trout. I mean, Can't Aim still has that ult from round number 2, by the way. I just want to point that out.
And on 21 kills, I don't think he needs it. At this point, he's just having fun. He's trying to see what flashy kills he can get. And this might just be the start of it. It's going to be a double utility usage, but 5 revive playing sim racing as he gets a Ferrari peak there. Gets the kill and the blood now in favor of the Wood. And they might be able to get onto the side here. And it's going to be Zach. Oh, 3!
Whoa! Okay. Spraying through with that Phantom Reaver buff is in play, ladies and gentlemen. Potential ace to work with. Gets the 4th. Come on, show it to us as 3 now waiting down main, open in hand. Ooh, stop that ace, but Kimono right there to go ahead. 9-3 is our score of the half.
How do you let him through smoke and a neon wall pick up 3? That's insane. Like that shouldn't be happening. I don't believe in yelling. Someone needs to use a strong tone at that team, because that is a literal generational blunder right there. That round was single-handedly won by somebody walking into something that damages him. Man, that's crazy.
You know it's insane when Trout starts thinking of words and can't get it all out at once. I mean, this is insane to witness. The score is not that crazy. We've seen 9-3s before, but the way that Eldraine plays, and I've said this before, their communication is next level. The way they play off of each other, the chemistry is next level as well. Let's see what they do on attack.
Well, looking like C is the way of the road here, and everything and the kitchen sink being thrown in. They know where the players are. Daddy Longlegs confidently standing his ground. Maybe a little bit too confidently as the site now firmly in the grasp of Eldraine, and they might be able to get the bomb down. And never mind, it's just straight aggression. Skull trying to see if he could shoot anything other than the players, as you do, but they get the bomb down now. It's going to be a 3v3.
Few shaky shots over there from Skull, but gets the elimination nonetheless. 3v2 situation as 5 revives sliding through, make that a 3v1, and they are going to go ahead and get that defuse on pistol round, pushing that score up to 9-4. Could this be the comeback that Riverwood needs?
That was a fantastic retake of the site. They allowed them to get the bomb down, but Sen, I think he got 3 in the round there with the Ghost. Absolutely devastating. But Kree, I think we need to take that man's economy away from him. Like, we need to put a little X on his monitor to stop him from buying the Odin. Sure, he's 6-11, which is technically double negative, but why Odin on round 2? I need
a
answers.
Pop-up ad on the Odin.
Yeah, literally. It's crazy. This guy's out here. He is a slave to capitalism if I've ever seen it.
I mean, affording it though, no economy for that next round. On a 0 right now, but let's see what can be made with it. Maybe it is the play that Riverwood needs, as Maximum pushing up to garage door. This is a horrible angle that you're holding. You're looking at the wall, brother. And immediately Court gets that elimination and now pushes up. Now has a gun and pushes up through garage as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what are we looking at there? Because it certainly wasn't the correct angle. Either way, first but now drawn. Here comes Daddy Longlegs. His long legs turned short and crumpled beneath him as he goes down. Nice quick scope coming in there from 5 Revive. So it is two kills on the side of the They get the bomb down again on C. It looks like they may be committing to this relatively well. 5 Revive finding another 3v3 now. Outlaw in hand. I mean, this is just such a devastating gun. If you can use it, never mind. Kimono's out here tracking around the back end.
I really thought that was going to be a knife kill. I'm not going to lie. I would have loved to see a knife elimination, but now the numbers advantage. Alvin actually changed that. Sin with a headshot wallbang with that Marshall key. Odin in hand. Not checking the corner, but gets taken out by Court. Either way, Kimono Outlaw spots where Lost is and gets that elimination. Picks up the Odin and takes that score to 10-4.
Well, only 3 rounds away now from sealing the deal here is Eldorain, and they have a lot of money at their disposal, and you can see it's going to be Court absolutely bonusing with a Outlaw in hand on attack, which is interesting in my opinion, because generally you tend to think of long-range weapons on defense. Either way, we're going to be doing a bit of an even buy. Kimono with the Odin in hand. Will we be seeing any more sim racing is my question to you, because there is just something about being killed while someone is walking in this game that is a different level of tilting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm with you 100% on that. Sin blinds down long, spots the recon, but I mean, not aware that all are coming up short. Maybe aware now as the cloudburst goes out, the back dash as well, and all momentum stopped almost instantly. And we are going to see that Trailblazer come through as well. Going to give a bunch of information, but still pushing strong is Eldorain.
Strong is a more than definite definition here of them going onto the site. And Kimono is the walking turret as he is just getting everything. That's ready 2 for him in the round. Marshall in hand here for 5 Revive, looking to do something. What's his first move for the second? You do not often get 2 attempts, and now he is shooting everything he can, but Kimono with 3.
Oh, unfortunately using Util over there. Could have been the headshot with that Marshall and immediately taken down into a 5v1 situation. And on the ace for Kimono, unfortunately walks into a judge, but can't aim right there to go ahead and pick up that Odin for Kimono. Only 2 more rounds needed for Eldorain to walk away victorious.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself.
I don't
know what to say. I'm out of words. Yeah, I'm out of words.
I mean,
in bold letters, I need to put this in the chat for Riverwood. Lock in, because they're not
lock in. I mean, I don't even know what Riverwood can do right now. They're forced with stingers, and we see 1 Vandal on their side. Outlaw as well. But I don't even know what they can do in this situation. We see the one-way is getting set up and can't aim with that jump peak. Going to go ahead, spot out, and immediately that recon goes out as well.
One way is great, but there's no one to actually utilize it. As you can see, Hunter's Fury now being called in, clearing out Garage. We have the dash from Can't Aim. And since it does actually find the first blood, that was the trade. Kimono with the Odin in hand is continuing to do Odin-like things, and that's going to be 2 that will fall relatively quickly for Riverwood. Now the bomb going down without a hint of... Where did that info come from?
This is insane to witness, brother. I mean, the wall slowing down and then just spraying through the smoke with that Phantom, keeping that head level on the crosshair, gets the 1, and taken down to a 4v2 situation. Can't aim. Gets 1, Skull gets the other, and 1 more round is needed. But, I mean, there's little to no comeback right now for Riverwood then.
Yeah, 1 round away, and they've sort of fought relatively heavy in the previous one. Actually, they say well enough that they can buy on last. At least most of them can. But again, where was that info to shoot through down Garage Alley? I don't know. Like, I suppose it's just a factor of time. You tend to figure out the timings for when people should be pushing the site. It was blocked off. Maybe you heard him walk into it. Either way, I mean, we've got somebody here who's got extraterrestrial game sense, it feels like. Yeah, literally. As he's currently 24. I think he's on 24 and 2 or something crazy. Oh, here comes the
flash
push.
Comes through. Get Can't Aim. Fort right there to go ahead and trade it out. I mean, even though Can't Aim is down, they can't take this lightly. The rest of the team is dominant as well. 4v4 situation. Spike instantly planted. on B, caught with the headshots. I mean, what do you even do?
That's holding the correct angle there. Now we have Sen caught in the trap. Five Revive looking for a bit of aggression here. Finds himself a gun, but the time is ticking down, and that is effectively the 4th player in this 3v3. From the top rope, Skull finds one. He knows there are more nearby. TP's out. He's done enough. The damage has been dealt. Sen forced to be put onto the defuse, but he gets stunned. And just like that, coming apart at the seams, is going to be Elden Rain.
That is insane. We didn't have much analysis at all. 25-9. So a few more deaths than we thought over there. Can't aim on that MVP. I mean, look at the difference between it. 5 Revive is the MVP with 8 and 15. The ACS on Can't Aim, 392, Trout.
He didn't even need to use his ult. I don't think he used it once throughout the whole game.
No.
Like, of course his ACS is going to be so high. That's insane. Whatever he picked up, he was devastating with. And I don't know, it sort of became sort of point, can't aim in their direction, and then the round tends to go your way. But I don't know, from the side of Riverwood, they showed some real, like, openings to be a team to contend with Elden Rain here. But maybe there is just some fundamental flaw that we can't really see. But as a whole, I think they're not playing around each other, and no coordination in a tactical shooter, you'll be punished 9 times out of 10. And even though it looks like there's not much coordination, sort of like a one-man show for the side of Elden Rain, that's really not the case. You have to be able to put him in that position to make it look like the one-man show, and that's exactly what we saw with the likes of KO covering his pushes, or starting off the attack with a flash, or even the Omen smoking the flank or TPing out, or the Deadlock putting down information to be walked into and then shot through the smoke. You know, it's a team game with a standout player, if that makes sense.
I mean, absolutely. Not bringing a knife to the gunfight as well. Not popping that out whatsoever. I had it since round 2, man. That's probably the part that's shocking me the most. Got 8 kills in 2 rounds with no deaths. That's insane. But that is literally all the action we have. Even the dog is like,
we're freaking out. Yeah, we're freaking out right now. That was too quick. It's too quick.
It's too quick. What was that, like 20 minutes or so? That's insane. But that is all the Valorant action we have for today. We do this every Thursday. Of course, this is ASL leading up to AGC, that LAN later this year. Wednesday will be double Fortnite action. 2 games of Open, 2 games of Premier. And then Thursday will be the 2 games of Open and Fortnite, followed by Valorant as well. So you can see our faces over here. Again, Trout, an absolute pleasure casting this game with you today.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It was a nice, short and sweet, but it was still fun as always casting with you. I think we did a absolutely stellar job at the limited gameplay we got to see, but it was a good time nonetheless. So thank you, ACL, for having me on, and thank you for being such a beautiful host of this fantastic event.
I appreciate it. Of course, thank you to Broadcast for making the most of what we got over here. Schools.acgl.gg. Go check out all the socials as well. We will see you here next week for more ASL. We will see you on Sunday as well for more Mythic Fortnite action. So hit that follow button, hit that notification bell, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy your weekend as it goes along. We'll see you for more ASL real soon.
Cheers.